Hey guys, what's going on? Megan here. Another episode of Top Tier Tuesday. This one is gonna give me so much trouble, but you guys know I gotta stay objective and I gotta talk about the topics I enjoy. So anyway, today we're gonna rank the top 10 ethnic groups, races, population, whatever you want to call it, based on height. Last time we did hypertrophy, right? We did muscle building potential, and I think we did strength potential. And now we're doing height. Now, oh my goodness, this is the frustrating part. There goes a disclaimer. I'm gonna try to keep it short this time because it's so draining. Guys, don't even watch this video if you're gonna be offended. All right? If you're a new subscriber, I'm warning you right now. If you're sensitive, do not watch because you will cry. Right? I'm objective. I don't care if I'm referring to people in my ethnic groups or other ethnic groups. I'm always gonna mention the pros and the cons, the good and the bad. Right? So if you're sensitive, don't even watch. Don't even waste your time. I was gonna say dislike and get lost, but you guys know what YouTube did with the dislike bar. But anyway, let's get two quick disclaimers out the way. Number one, when I say race, guys, I'm using a quick way to categorize people. All right? It's easier to say black, white, Asian than to say, oh, the group of people who are, North latitude A, B, C, blah blah blah, with haplogroup Y and haplotype X. I don't have time for that shit, right? If I told you that somebody just robbed me and he's Asian, are you gonna look for this guy? Or are you gonna look for somebody who looks like this? If I say, oh, somebody just kicked me in my chest and he's black, are you gonna look for this guy or this guy? Right? So it's just a quick way to categorize people. So stop it with your politics. Nobody's racist here. I don't believe anybody is superior to another person just based on what ethnic group or race they're in, right? It's all relative. Everything is relative. We are different. We are good at different things, and we don't do so well in other things depending on our genetics and our ethnic groups. And of course, there are outliers. There are outliers in every group, right? There are tall and jacked South Asians. There are fast Asians. There are fucking athletic whites, and you name it, right? Every group has its own outliers. So when I'm making these videos, I'm just going fast. I'm generalizing, right? To make the video shorter, right? When we say West Africans are fast, that does not mean every West African descendant is fast. It means there's a higher proportion of fast athletes within that population. When we say Asians are smart, that doesn't mean every fucking Asian is smart and every black person or whatever is dumb. No, it just means there's a higher concentration of high IQ individuals in the Asian population. And that's facts. I know it hurts your feelings. I know it goes against what you were taught, but that's facts, right? There are outliers in every group. Just stop getting butthurt, right? If I say smoking is bad, there's always this one idiot that's gonna say, well, my uncle smokes and he lived to 94. Fuck you and your uncle, all right? I'm talking about in general. All right, let's get started. And also, man, you guys are so sad. People are getting offended because of what I'm using here, right? The tier system. Guys, I use that for everything. I'm about to nut all the way down in pure garbage. I use that when I'm ranking foods, athletes, fucking training programs, exercises, you name it, right? So this is not specific to this video. This is just my general template. All right, now that we got this painful disclaimer out of the way, let's get started. Height. Keep in mind, guys, what determines your height is mainly genetics and nutrition, right? Specifically, the amount of good quality animal protein your parents fed you as a kid, right? So if your parents fed you a bunch of bullshit and put you on some vegan BS, right? Unless they were able to get all the missing amino acids, chances are you're probably going to be short, right? Again, unless your genetics overcompensate, okay? So please, no superiority complex here. I don't see somebody bragging in the comment section or no one crying, right? Your height is determined by your genetics and your early childhood nutrition. Okay, so let's start with Middle East. You guys are in the okay category, right? And I had to cap the groups at 10 because there's too many, right? There's way too many ethnic groups, way too many, even within the three major or four or five major races, whatever it is, too many ethnic groups. So I had to cap it at 10. So people from the Middle East, you guys are in okay category. You want to thank people from Iran and Iraq because if we were just going off the people from, Saudi Arabia and further south, you guys would have been a lot lower. But anyway, so Middle East, North Africa, whatever, as a whole, on average, you guys are in the okay category, right? And okay is roughly, 5'8" and below. So on average, I know there are variations. I know there are ethnic groups within this group who are taller and there are some who are shorter, but on average, you guys are in the okay category. 5'8" and below. Next, Aboriginals. You guys are in a bad category. Yeah, I'm sorry, but it's facts. Right? On average, there are way too many of you motherfuckers who are shorter than 5'8". And don't worry, I'm short too, so I know how you guys feel. Next, Asians. That's an easy one. You guys are also in a bad category. Way too many of you motherfuckers are 5'7" and below. Now, keep in mind, it's getting better, right? Asians are actually getting taller decade after decade, right? Obviously, due to better nutrition and things like that, which goes back to what I said earlier. It's not all genetics, right? It's also environment and nutrition. And China is the proof, you know. A lot of East Asians, not just China, also South Korea, Japan, whatever. A lot of these guys are getting taller because, you know, nutrition has improved, especially high quality protein. But again, relative to all the other groups, bad category. Next, East Africans. Believe it or not, believe it or not, you guys are down here too, man. You know, East Africans. You got some short motherfuckers. Yes, of course, there's always the outliers, right? For example, the Nilotes, the Dinka tribe to be specific. These are the tallest people in the fucking world. But they're a very, very, very small percentage of the entire East African population. So it's not enough. In fact, it's because of those motherfuckers that you guys are not at pure garbage. Right? It's because of the extremely tall people from the Nile region and things like that that you guys up here. But if it wasn't for these motherfuckers, the average is a lot lower, right? 5'6" and below in many regions. Native Americans, right? So for my Hispanic guys out there, depending on I'm gonna mention mixed races later, but you know, I always get asked, "Where are the Hispanics? Where are the Hispanics, guys? You guys are mixed, man." But I'm gonna mention mixed later on. You guys are Native American, right? Whether it's North America or South America, mixed with Europeans, and obviously mixed with a little bit of West African. But here I'm talking about Native Americans, you know, as pure as possible. So the ones who are not too mixed. You guys are also in a bad category. In fact, you would have been a lot higher because the North Americans, right, the Native North Americans were actually tall. You know, they were actually in the okay category. But the South Native Americans, you know what I'm talking about, my people from Peru and Colombia, believe it, you guys are short as fuck, right? So again, on average, God, I gotta keep repeating that because I know somebody's gonna type, my grandfather is 5'10". But anyway, yeah, so on average, you guys are down here, right? So you guys really got to start feeding your kids better so that you can maximize your height genetics. Now, I know there are other factors involved, such as pollution and health and all these other things, but again, I don't want to go off tangent. All right, next. Polynesians. These guys are in a fucking amazing category, right? And I already made a video about these behemoths, so you guys could check it out. But mainly because of the people from Samoa and Tonga and things like that. These guys are tall, giants, fucking amazing. But because of the other ethnic groups that are within the Polynesian and Melanesian population, this brings you guys down from I'm about to not to fucking amazing, right? Because you do have some short motherfuckers in some of the ethnic groups, the sub-ethnic groups within the Polynesian and Melanesian population. Next, oh man, you guys are gonna hate me, man, but don't blame me. Blame natural selection. Blame your traditions and diets and whatever. But my South Asian brothers, goddamn, you guys are down here, man. Yeah, I mean, the average height in, you know, again, when I say South Asia, I'm grouping, again, the entire South Asian population. So that's India, that's Malaysia, that's Indonesia, all the people down there, right? You guys are the shortest people, or I should say the shortest group, right? Because you guys are not the shortest ethnicity, right? You guys are not the shortest ethnic group on the planet. The pygmies took that from y'all. But as a whole, you know, the South Asian population, you guys are down here, man. You guys are short. And like I said, it's mainly, again, protein. There's a lot of, you know, vegetarian or vegan, whatever, you know, because of Hinduism stuff going on. So that affected your genetics, right? Genetic changes, epigenetic changes. But like I said, this is nothing that can't be fixed. Just like China and a lot of East Asian countries were able to increase their height, you guys can do the same, right? You got to eat your protein, man. Protein is not just for building muscle. And of course, like I said, there are different factors involved that I'm going to explain in further videos. But yeah, you guys are down here, man. Don't shoot the messenger. Now, of course, the further north you go, right, North India, and you know, because now you're getting close to the Middle East and stuff like that. Especially if you go northwest, yeah, of course, the height starts to increase. But overall, very, very, very short. All right. And like I said, it's mainly because of Indonesia, Malaysia, Cambodia. All of those people really brought the average down. Indians overall are actually a bit taller than the people I just mentioned. All right. This one is also gonna get me crucified, but once again, this is Team 3D Alpha. We gotta stay objective. Europeans, white people, whatever you want to call them, I'm about to nut category. You guys are the tallest motherfuckers in the world as a group, right? As a group. Of course, there are some short Europeans, but as a group, you guys are tall than a motherfucker. Especially the fucking Scandinavians. Especially the Scandinavians. You don't believe me? Travel to Northern Europe. Travel to some regions in Central Europe. Travel to the Balkans. You're gonna see some giants just walking around. And as I explained before, genetics and nutrition. It's no coincidence that over 95% of the top 20 tallest countries in the world are all in Europe. But anyway, so man, there goes where I fall in. West Africans. West Africans and their descendants, of course. We are in the pure garbage category, man. I'm sorry. We are short as fuck, right? And this is not, keep in mind, we would have been a lot higher. In fact, we would have been lower if it wasn't for African Americans, right? But then again, African Americans are mixed, 70 to 75% West African and about 20% to 25% European, right? So African Americans are, depending on how mixed you are, how pure you are, whatever, you're going to be a mixed group. But us West Africans, so that's Nigerians, that's Ivory Coast, that's Benin, whatever. We are, well, obviously, we a bit taller than South Asians, but we are short, man. We are short as fuck. And of course, it's because, again, the nutrition aspect and also the genetic aspect, which I'm going to mention in a minute. But yeah, we down here. So I'm down here, right? I'm 5'8", so I got lucky, but I'm still really fucking short. Because me being 5'8", I'm actually tall in some regions in Africa, which is embarrassing, right? Tall should be 5'9", 5'10". We are so short in West Africa that a guy who's 5'8" is considered tall. And what really brought the average down is, oh, come on, my pygmy brothers. You guys fucked us, man. Because remember, guys, obviously there are pygmies in Asia as well. But usually when I'm referring to pygmies, I'm referring to the pygmies in the Congo region, Cameroon region, whatever. The shortest people in the entire world, right? I think the average male is under 5 feet tall, right? So you guys fucked us, my pygmy brothers. So love, right? African Americans are actually tall, which I'm going to mention soon. You African Americans, if I had to make a separate category just for African Americans, again, it depends on how mixed they are with Europeans and stuff like that. But they're usually in the okay to fucking amazing category, right? Because the average height for African Americans is 5'9", which is above the okay category. So they'll either be somewhere here to the left or up here. But like I said, it depends on the heritage. And I know a lot of people are gonna get butthurt because you guys probably thought that Asians were shorter than West Africans. Nah, times have changed. Asians are getting taller. Asians are getting taller and taller. But West Africa, come on, we could do better, guys. We could do better, right? We gotta improve that nutrition. Right? We got to get all these corrupt politicians out of office. But anyway, let me stay focused. Mixed races, right? So mixed ethnic groups, whatever you want to call it. So that's Hispanics, Latinos, again, African Americans, depending on how mixed they are. If you are mixed, then I can't, again, it depends on how mixed you are. It depends on what you mix with, right? So I'm going to put you in okay for now, but it depends, right? If you mix fucking West African and European, then again, you might be somewhere in here, somewhere in the middle, or maybe slightly taller. If you mix fucking West African and fucking pygmy and fucking South Asian, then you below down here, right? So it depends on what you mix with, right? So don't just say, hey, I'm mixed. What do you think my genetics are like? First of all, nobody can tell you what genetics are like. We just go on based off broad observations and broad statistics and data collected on a broad population. So you got to test your own genetics, but it depends on what you mix with, right? If you just want to estimate, if you don't want to get tested, you just want to estimate, look at your parents. But anyway, that's it, guys. There goes the tallest ethnic groups, races, blah, 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 in the world. From I'm about to not category to pure garbage. You got the Europeans, you lucky sons of bitches. You got fucking amazing. You got the Polynesians, mainly the Samoans and people from Tonga and stuff like that. You have okay, so that's Middle East and the mixed races, depending on what you mix with. You have bad, right? So that's Aboriginal, East Asian, East African, Native American, which could be higher, but because of the overwhelming South American population, you guys are down here, and you got pure garbage, which is us West Africans. I'm looking at you guys, pygmies and Nigerians. You got West Africans. Yep, that's where I. You got West Africans. Yep, we short as fuck, and you have South Asians, mainly Indonesia, not Polynesia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand, that whole region, and some parts of India. But anyway, guys, that's it. Comment below, Feel free to debate. Feel free to laugh, have a good time. If you're going to bitch and moan, just once again, get lost. I don't delete comments, but I'm just going to ignore your ass. All right, guys, see you next time. All right, guys, don't forget to like or share the video, subscribe and hit the bell, and buy my HSP Nucleus Overload Training Program. It's the ultimate program for maximum muscle growth. It includes full body workout splits, bro splits, push-pull, home workouts, you name it. Also comes with a complete guide for macros, nutrition, fat loss, muscle growth, hormones, including a meal plan. It's pretty much all my 16 years of experience condensed into one fucking book. You're also going to get free copies of any future edition. So visit Team3DAlpha.com and you can use the 40% off coupon code Nucleus Overload. Or you could just buy the shit at full price. Alright guys, I'm out of here.